Let's go!
Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Taiko World Cup 2025 finals weekend. We've only got one more match for you this weekend, and it is a big one. We've got the winners finals between Seed 1 Japan, you know them, and Seed 2 South Korea, you probably know them too. I'm over to Edge 2015, going to be joined for this one by N-Wolf. Hello.
Hello! Very excited for this match. How about you?
Yeah, same. I think it says a lot that if you look at the point predictions, it's 97% to 3% right now. Usually when Japan's involved, it's about 99.9 to 0.1. So this might be too big of talk, but when you look at this Korea roster, first of all, I think this is the strongest non-Japanese team that has ever been fielded in the Taiko World Cup. Like, straight up.
Yes.
And with that comes the actual non-joking question of can they beat Japan? And today we will get our answer.
I think there is a not an unreasonable chance to believe that. I'm not sure if you could, like you just said, I'm not sure if you could ever have a reasonable chance of saying any team could beat Japan, but this time it's not entirely unlikely. South Korea has done some ridiculous scores for the past polls, absolutely annihilating Japan's scores, and if it translates into this pool, they could win.
Yeah, this pool is quite a lot harder than last week's, which might bode well for Japan, but also Korea have all the skill cap in the world, so I'm not sure it'll matter all that much to them either. Japan will win the roll, Korea will ban first, and it'll be DT2, Japan bans second, and it's HR2, makes sense. Korea have Peaceful, the best hard rock player on Earth, and Applers and Rosemary, who are also pretty insane at it, and they're going to pick the other DT, VT1. This makes sense. This makes tons of sense. I think, especially against other teams that are very good at hidden, because obviously Japan's one of the few that are just extremely good at all hidden picks. The next best thing they have is a massive act gap to basically everyone else on DT. And I'm actually a little surprised DT2 was Korea's ban instead of 1, because I feel like this one's trickier to act, and so you'd think the act gap is larger, but maybe there's no act gap at all, because Korea is going to field Peaceful, Rosemary, and Applers, and frankly this is 2 one-digit players and a player at rank 400 who should literally be in 1 digit. Very confusing why Rosemary is in the range almost for tourneys like AGTS. But Japan gonna field Kanto, Nekomuja, and of course Grape Tea.
Some people just never download ranked maps. They just hidden. Impossible to find.
I know, it's really funny. Rosemary sets like scores on every like id-star qualified map that would be worth like 750 PP and never plays them when they get ranked.
Insane.
Yeah.
They've been played it once already. Why should they play it again?
I don't want to use the D ranker word, but
Shh, it's fine.
Alright, here we go. Coming into Time Traveler. Who's gonna be glorping backwards? Probably everyone. It's just who's the better glorp team. What does that even mean? What am I talking about? Anyway.
No one knows, but honestly, we've had quite a few interesting difficulty names for this map in these map pools. Thanks
Gets
to glorping.
right into it. Cantu with a very early miss. This map does get right to work with the intro at just chipping away at your act, but everyone okay so far. Cantu actually faring the worst. Player with extremely high mechanical skills, so a bit surprising to see him miss that early, but it can happen to anyone. And it does give Korea a lead, but it's only about 5k because they are still at an act disadvantage when their lowest score is borderline 99, which on a map like this is ridiculous. It's very hard to hold act on. It's just your opponent's Japan, who are gonna sneak the lead back.
Yeah, plus dropping to 97% accuracy. Grape
Rosemary
Tea
as well.
Grape Tea.
Oh, he's hit like...
Not holding a fine accuracy.
I think that's 3 100s through the first half of this map. And he also SS'd the end of the first Ki, which is, I think, one of the two like distinct, really hard parts of the map. Okay, a couple more 100s, and of course it's a team tournament, but the thing is his team is doing great. They're both hovering near 99, and Peaceful is the only one that can keep up with accuracy until he finds the miss. 2 FCs to 2 here, but the act difference from Japan is just so telling. Alright, coming into the second Ki here. This one I would say not as hard as the others, also quite a lot shorter, but there's an even longer Ki at the very end to make up for it. Got a little break here. And it looks like Japan have it all to lose. 60k score with only this ending left. It's going to be Peaceful to find the break, and that should be 1-0 Japan.
Yeah, turns out with 100,000 score difference, quite a comfortable win for Japan, but the beginning didn't look like it would be, but Kanto only having that one miss at the beginning. 26 100s at the end.
Yeah, any 99 FC on this is ridiculous. I mean, sure, it's low 99, and halfway through the map he was holding like 0.7. It doesn't matter. That's score of the week on this map. I'm pretty confident by a lot. And of course the Korean players going like, ah, damn, sorry guys, I missed on, you know, this really hard map. But it's not like there's much any of them could have individually done. Like, Rosemary, their lowest score could have max scored and it wouldn't have made the difference. This was a sheer our 3 players are better than yours moment from Japan. They tend to do that, even in teams like Korea.
Especially when they're in their territory, which is just DT has been Japan's territory since the beginning of Taiko.
Yeah.
I'm assuming South Korea. Yeah, 3-2.
Ooh, this one's gonna be fun.
Yes,
this
I
map.
thought they were good with the first one first, because that one is more reasonable as a map. This one...
Oh, the maps are both reasonable. It's just that when you put mods on, Galaxy and Toy Box goes from a teeny bit difficult, you know, easy for finals level to kinda easy for finals level. This one goes from, oh, it's not that hard to, oh my god, what's going on my screen? Why are the notes, why is it like AR 11.2 in this section with the HR? Why is it like AR 5 hidden? Why can't I read any of it? And with that said, we're probably going to see how many HDHRs. This is winner's bracket. We're going to see HDHR, but how many?
I cannot believe we're going to see 6. Like,
No.
on normal circumstances, probably 3-1 we're going to see 6. these teams are ridiculous. Maybe 3, maybe 4.
I think 2 or 3. Peaceful is doing it. Yeah,
Yes.
you couldn't. I mean, you could offer that guy $1 million to say, "Ooh, one mod, this free mod," and he wouldn't do it. He would still go HDHR like the Chad he is. Gripty is probably doing it. He doesn't. The way I frame Gripty's skill set is he doesn't have the reading to like sight read a map like this to the same degree as Peaceful, but he makes up with it. He makes up for it with the best like memory and map learning skill probably in the entire game. So he will have the sections, just the anti-mod stuff, down pat. And I think he'll HDHR this. The only one I'm unsure about is my. I don't think anybody else is HDHRing. My Angelary probably hidden only, same for Kampaku. And Rosemary might go hard rock only if they're insane, but this map is, I think, quite hidden favored. Wouldn't be surprised if there's 0 HR only scores here. Some of the chat saying 50 local scores, that's probably about right. Oh my god, what? No. They can't seriously be.
It's 5!
We have 11 mods? 11 mods on this is absolutely unreasonable. No. Okay. I think Korea want to win the Taiko World Cup this year, and I think Japan do too.
Yes.
Alright, coming out of the intro. Nothing hard has come up yet for either mod, really. The anti-hidden parts will affect nobody. I'm shocked we have no hidden only on this, and Rosemary's actually going HR only of all things. They do have some absolutely unbelievable hard rock reading scores and some things like love maps, but having only one try to hit the anti-HR section of this, it's brutal. Nobody getting caught out by the Kiai, it's honestly easy enough. You'll know when the hard part's come. Oh!
Just say that?
From Japan! My Angelary actually closely followed by Gripty, only Maimang standing tall here. Compared to the 3 FCs for Korea, and if you look on the top right player, I'm not even gonna say a name, but there's something very impressive going on here on the right side of your screen. And it's not just the triple FC. Oh, Kampaku's gonna find a break. And the slow section coming in. Peaceful finally loses the SS. I can finally name drop him. No, this is the anti-hidden part. It doesn't really matter. It gets a lot easier when you include hard rock, but the anti-hard rock part comes right after. This will scroll like 300 BPM plus before you add HR. What that means is it's very, very fast and you need to memorize it. Here we go. Everyone hitting it. Oh, these guys are ridiculous. That is unbelievable. They all hit like the hardest anti-HR section I've maybe ever seen, at least that I've seen in the past 2 years of TWC. They 6-wayed it. They all had HDHR. Rosemary is like 3 100s on hard rock right now, which is mad. Only a couple 100s in it though. This is so close coming into the last Kiai. Oh, my Angelary finds another break.
Just gonna say, there was an accuracy job from Japan, giving South Korea a bit more of a lead, despite the more disadvantaged. Gripty finds a miss as well!
The guy you think knows every note doesn't quite know them well enough this time, and Maimang is still holding with the low 99 FC, but it almost peels to what Peaceful's managing, and Rosemary is not far behind either. Even without hidden, this kind of HR score is absolute nonsense, and it's not even the best on his team. Getting through the last anti-HR section here. There's one more tricky pattern, but given they all hit the thing I thought was gonna cause like 4 misses, I think they're gonna 6-way it. And I'm right, yep. So that's gonna be 1-1, and Korea take their first point. How many 100s did Peaceful hit? Oh, come on, man.
Girls will be Peaceful.
111 on that. That is beyond nonsensical. And Rosemary 100 less. On, again, HR only, but that doesn't take much away from how just stupid of a score that is. Even Kampaku's 104 is excellent. My Angel Aerie, frankly, has the only score in the lobby that even looks a little bit human to me.
Yep.
I grinded this map for a couple hours with HR. As a player on a finals team oriented towards maps like this, I couldn't even get 1 million with only one mod. And all these guys made it look so easy. Kampaki, by the way, missing for the first time in this entire tournament on that past map. He actually had a full tournament FC. He wasn't on for every map, but he hadn't missed yet, all the way up to finals, which is really impressive. Usually you miss once in a while just due to being human.
But it takes a finals level to reveal that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, one of the hardest maps to be consistent on at the finals level, and we still saw 3 FCs, 2 with the HDHR. I still can't believe what we just saw. Anyway, Nomad 2 is going to be Japan's next pick, and immediately we're into the territory of, ooh, this doesn't feel guaranteed even for them. Because this map is very, very tricky, especially the last quarter, I would say, is just, it's just packed with stuff. It's just got a bunch of very dense snap changes, awkward patterns, some SV trickery that can really catch you out. There's one slowdown in particular that I think is worth watching out for at about 1950 combo or something like that.
Yeah, it's the end is definitely the Terminal 11 experience where as the song continues, it just turns into more and more nonsensical death.
Yeah.
Also featured artist.
I do still think this is one of the easiest maps in the pool.
Yes.
Which isn't saying much because most of this pool is very hard. I have been on record saying, bro, these mod pools are like grand finals level, what the hell. It helps that I was a little bit tilted after getting completely owned by the mod pools, but yeah, a lot of this pool is very hard. This is on the easier side. It's not saying a ton, but it is saying something. I think a 6-way on this is genuinely possible, especially when you got Peaceful, Chosung, and Applers for Korea. A couple of these guys just feeling like guaranteed FCs. My Mind, Cantu, and Nekomusha. Of course, Cantu especially, just an absolute demon on even like 9-star attack maps. This almost feels below Cantu's pay grade, but here he is.
I'm sorry to inform you that the 6-way FC is gone because Chosung missed the first node.
He's SSing right now, so
Okay,
that must have been
client.
client.
It was client, okay. I was confused.
Goodness. My heart was about to drop out of my chest. If you're actually right. I was trying to examine the combos.
Would be the first time someone just misses the second or third node for no reason.
Yeah, of course there was the incident in the China versus Taiwan match yesterday afternoon rather, where someone missed like 5 of the first 6 nodes on, I think, DT1, and their team ended up losing by 5k score. It actually did probably flip the point. So heartbreakers like that can happen, especially when the level is this high. But everyone's fine right now. Japan have 2 100s combined so far.
Chosung the only player currently without either 100 or 0 100s.
Yeah, Appler is not known for his accuracy, but you know why that is? You know why you don't know him for his ac? It's because you know him for playing 11 stars. You know what you can't do at 11 stars? Is ac. Because they're too fast. You can't do it. And that's what you know him for, because that's the impressive stuff. But he's got it in him. As you can see by him finally losing the SS just as we get into the second half, but Chosung is going to find a real break this time. It's only going to give Japan a slim-ish lead, but they still have 3 100s combined between their team. And Cantu is still SSing the man.
Yeah, if what you're saying is correct, if you don't see any more combo drops, this is just Japan's point already, because we won't see enough 100s from either side to change anything.
Oh yeah, but this is the kind of map where if you miss, it's really easy to log all the way up. I would not call this just yet, although it looks like it's certainly Japan's to lose. It's not like DT1 where they could afford a few mistakes on the back of sheer accuracy gap. Peaceful is still in the 99.9, but the thing is he's on like the average score for Japan, and he's leading his team by a lot. All it'll take is one big mistake, but Japan are just crushing this. Coming into this last quarter though, here's what I was talking about. It's gonna get awkward in a lot of ways here. And Chosung is actually going to be the one to find a break, not what you want if you're Korea, but Nekomusha does trade it. It's only an even trade though, I would even say Japan won it. Oh, my and Peaceful just synchronized misses, synchronized instant recoveries. Nekomusha does break on that really wacky SV, but we're coming into the outro now. And someone in Japan is going to need to full miss the rest of the map, because here we go into the outro. The last really tricky SV gets nobody. And it's 2.92 to 2.95, two very reasonable, normal human sets of team scores. Anyway, yep. Cantu max scored. He SS'd the map.
It happens.
No, it doesn't. No, it kind of doesn't. Not if you're like a normal, reasonable human person. You don't tend to do things like that.
But as the match was advertised, this is Japan versus South Korea. We are not watching humans play right now.
You think these guys want to win?
Maybe.
I mean, yeah, they seem to be. They've got the thingies moving. They've got the blood flowing.
They've played the maps once or twice, maybe.
Oh, I would believe this being Kentu's sight read, honestly. He's that good at this genre of map that I. He just says, "Yatta! Wait, I did it!"
Absolutely
I'm happy.
Score.
Yeah, probably going to be seeing that one on the news post recap in a few days. Something tells me that might be the only SS we see on the entire map pool this week, because, I mean, on this map you have to really earn a score like that, and honestly the only other map where I could see it happening is Nomad 1, or maybe Group THDHR on FM1. That's it. Okay, maybe also Nomad 4. Or Nomad 5. God, these teams are too good, man. They can SS too much stuff.
Watch them SS Nomad 7 and we'll just leave. At that point we'll just leave.
If someone... Alright, you know what? I will put my money where my mouth is here. If someone SS's Nomad 7 in this match, I will just straight up give them a month of supporter.
Nice.
Like, I'm that confident that it's just not happening.
Yeah, it would be ridiculous, but...
Oh,
definitely
Korea.
Also another contender for we won't see double S or anything close, hidden too.
Korea already into the scary zone. The maps, you know, that feel like, oh, but the other team can definitely play this. It's gonna be hidden 2. This map, I'm gonna bring up the UK's scores on this for reference. So we have this player called Eloise, who's really, really good at hidden. 730k. I got 760. Our team score on this was 2.1 mil. These teams are both about to get 3.1 mil. Probably.
Yep.
This map requires you to A, learn things. You cannot sight read this map. It is impossible. I don't think there's a person on Earth who would ever sight read FC a map like this. Some of the overlaps are just completely impossible to just sight read. You have to know they're coming. And then you have to execute on that memory with nerves, knowing you're facing either the 1 seed or your country's 13-year win streak is on the line. I make this sound so hard, but they're gonna make it look so easy. And just a million BPM changes, a really just jump scary fast 1316 section. This map has it all, and like Kompaku says, it's the kind of map where you're tapping and it'll just tell you that's not quite my tempo, and you will hit 100s on every note.
Yep.
I'm not going to repeat the next thing he said in the chat. Ooh, what did he mean by this?
Thankfully I'm oblivious.
Oh, that's good. That's very good.
Yes. But I have been taught other things, such as Yoshi, looking up Yoshi. Don't.
Worst mistake of my life.
Yes. Quarterfinal school was a mistake.
Peaceful, being the homie that he is. NSFW alerting the rest of us. Hey, don't Google it. Don't Google anything these guys are saying. All right.
Danger zone.
And we are into the danger zone in the gameplay sense too. Coming into Hidden 2 here.
This is definitely the kind of map, your classic Grand Finals Hidden 2, which is absolute insanity.
Oh, Grippy already finding a huge set of misses.
Yeah, that was just an entire stream not played correctly.
Yeah, I mean, it happens on a map like this. You can be too busy, especially if you're a player so act-focused as Grippy, you can be too busy. With him, it's once in a blue moon, but just making sure that you're hitting perfectly on time, and then suddenly, crap. I forgot to actually press the keys down because I was too busy figuring the exact millisecond I had to do it. Anyway, here are the impossible overlaps. I say impossible, but only one player has missed on them. My. End of comment. Korea currently holding 399 FCs. Gripty the only guy under 99. That's the kind of match we are working with here. Actually, no, Kompaku has dropped a lot of back, and now the score difference is 20k, and it's just grown with Cantu missing on the extreme slow section here. It's not very dense, but it can be just really hard to triangulate the BPM when you're just out of a big break of silence. Coming into this guy here, everyone hitting the finishers. It's not too hard. Well, actually, no, that was the 1-3-1-6. What am I saying? It was really, really hard, actually. Anyway, my mind has dropped 100, but only one. Coming into this, like, hidden one jump scare. It's gonna get Applers real good, and suddenly this is winnable for Japan. They've only got a few thousand score to work with, but that might be enough. It's not like this country tends to miss. And Korea might have just given over the break point. And coming into the outro, all Japan have to do is stay solid, and it looks like Mai has got the hero play locked down under 10k score difference. And was that 2 100s? 3! Oh my god.
Great team with 0 100s!
Every time with this guy, I don't know. Nobody knows how he does it. He literally misses more than he hits 100s. He's like the only guy who can brick, and you'll be like, oh, he didn't hit any 100s though, he just missed.
Yeah.
Peaceful on Kompaku with the double FC, but the break on the slow section from Applers is going to cost Korea everything, and it's going to hand Japan a break point by just such a narrow margin.
What? No. I'm not okay anymore. Like, I knew this was to be expected, but also... For a second, Grapeshot did look human, then we saw the end result. Oh no,
okay.
Nomad 7.
Alright. My piggy bank is trembling. Nomad 7 has been picked. Kaite Genso Toshi. This map is... I would call it anti-human. Like, the rhythms in this are crazy, and then the patterns are also crazy, and the SV is very low, which makes it even harder to tell what everything is snapped at. It's... Yeah, this one is not going to be getting high act from most people. It's gotten a couple 98s from the absolute cream of the crop of the lower bracket, the likes of Oko, Chibamasu. I think Mazuyanga managed it as well. I think Super SSS and Hariata did. These are the guys out of the lower bracket that really either are just the best players down there or absolutely specialize in just insane mapping. These guys might be both. And at the level of a player who, you know, is just a god up in the upper bracket and destroys the entire pool, if any of them, you know, have their practice in this kind of thing, then what I think we're talking is maybe a mid-99.
Yeah, we might just see single 100s on this map from some players.
If anyone gets under 10 100s, that's alright. Like, you should be screaming. Like, you should be yelling at your monitor to, like, get this guy locked up. He's not human. Check him PC. All that good stuff. If frankly, even just seeing this is really hard. My PB on this map, and I practiced it, is like 650k. Like, I can play most of the bull, and I just can't play this, because, like, what the hell? Alright.
Noma2's comfortable.
So Greepty actually swapping out for this one, for, you know, one of the more impossible to act maps. The player that acts the impossible isn't actually here. Raw mechanics never really been his thing, but still a little bit surprising. Although the thing is, we see Cantu, Maimang, and Eriha. I feel like once again Cantu is the one to really watch out for here. Peaceful, Kompaku, and Appler's in for Korea also makes perfect sense. Peaceful is going to be perma lobby, probably for Korea's entire run. Kompaku specializes a little bit at least in just insane stuff mapping, and Appler's can FC any map ever created. But their opponents are Japan, so it's still gonna be real tough. Only 100 so far coming from Cantu, Peaceful, Appler's. Never mind, only Eriha has SS. Good. Thank goodness. So, can you please, like, hit 100s now?
Please? Peaceful found a few misses when you did that.
That's... yeah. Yeah, I coughed over in the UK and he heard it over in Korea and it got him a little distracted. Sorry about that, Peaceful. Oh, come on, please.
Double S, in the break.
Even to the break! No, no,
Maimang
no.
Maimang, is that 100 or 2 100s? I think it's 1.
Yes. Yeah, only one.
Yes.
100 becomes 99.9 at 500 combo, and suddenly Korea are just missing because the map is extremely hard. Eriha doesn't care. He finally hits some 100s. He's still at a mid 99, and frankly, all the hardest parts of the map to act are over. He might actually be about to get like a 4-100 run on this.
Yeah. Cantu with the lowest 100, highest 100 count in the lobby for Japan. Okay, not
actually. Yeah, Japan have 3 99.5 plus scores on this.
Yep.
They're not about to like 2960 this, are they? It's the only one to find a miss, and even with that, they still almost do exactly what I just said. 6 and 7 100s from Eriha and Cantu. Like I said, you should be yelling. Like, you should actually be screaming like a schoolgirl right now. This is... oh my god. That is one of the strongest pairs of scores I have ever seen in any tournament of any game mode.
I think Japan wants to win this. Not sure.
God, I do wonder. I sure do wonder why nobody just beats these guys. I mean, 13 years? Come on, surely a country can get 3 players good enough to beat whatever this is, right? No, it's not that simple. I mean,
even getting 3 top would be enough.
There's getting 3 top players, and then there's getting 3 players that can compete with that. Those are 2 completely different things. These aren't just top taiko players. These guys are the best in the world.
And that was even more dominant than that double time 1 win at the beginning. That was just mental.
Alright, Korea, pick Nomad 4. Pick Nomad 4. It's so cool. It's so much fun. You want to play Nomad 4. They'll miss. Maybe.
But will they miss more than South Korea? And will the misses offset accuracy? That is the biggest question.
The thing. It's like, even if you have 3 players with the skill cap to truly keep up with Japan in the FC stakes, it's like, they always hit less 100s than you. There's never been a team, ever, that has actually stopped that statement being true. Japan's accuracy is just too strong. And that's what's kept them ahead at all times. And oh, Korea actually going to be picking Nomad 3. Once again, they are in the danger zone. They are just having to pick maps that they know they're good at, but they also know the opponents could... God, in a case like this, they could maybe 3-0 this. They could team max score it.
Yep, this is just straight up 320 BPM with simple patterns. Someone free. But when it comes to pattern complexity or length, definitely not DT2.
Yeah, this map is actually pretty player-friendly, I think. Maybe I'm wrong in the case of a DDKK player. The thing is, all of Japan's players are KDDK as they always are. Korea is mostly KDDK. Appler's obviously the exception. The thing with Appler's is he doesn't really care if something is anti-bongo or anti-anything, he just hits it.
Yeah. Maybe a few 100s because of anti-bongo, but there's not too much of this in the map because it's, well, short patterns.
Yeah, I do think it's just fairly comfortable mapping. I'm actually a little surprised the star rating is this high on it, as high as like 7.88, but...
We rock us all!
Can we just bring back like 2019? Can we just have Ether Ritual 500 PP Nomad again? Like, come on, you know it was funnier than like the maps we have. you know you want to. Alright, here we go. Coming into Providence here. OD 7.7 on this, a little higher than usual, nothing crazy, but it might still help Japan. Might cause an extra couple 100s from like Kenpaku or Appler. Something tells me Peaceful has a real chance at assessing this. The thing is, Japan have 3 such players. Really rolling the dice here, Korea. There's no other choice against a team this strong.
I think the most reasonable thing to hope for is Japan to find random misses.
Happens to anyone, yeah. So far they have not even found random 100s though. Obviously still early days. Korea down to 1 SS compared to the 3 for Japan. Guys, come on, chill. I mean, I know it's the easy part, but if you would like... Okay, thank you, Nikomisha. He hits 100 to to throw off the scent that these guys are robots.
There's a second!
Ooh. Japan are crumbling. The thing is, they're not. Okay, alright. Nakamusha still hitting a couple extra, but Kenpaku is down to 99%. We're not even into the main Ki yet. Maybe a little bit nervous. Maybe just not super stable right now. I can't say I'd be lacking for nerves in a match like this. Especially with all the people hyping you up, right? But time to come into the main Ki here. This is where the teams can separate themselves. This is where the breaks can really happen. The thing is, after the last map, I don't trust Ariha or Cantu to struggle at all with this. It's like, okay, anything on Nomad, these guys just destroy. I say that as they both lose their SSs, but Kenpaku loses the FC, and honestly, that's probably game. This is just such a difficult kind of map to beat Japan on because it's just pure luck. I mean, you need to hope for misses because you're not out-acting them. Peaceful on 2 100s, but he'd be tied for second on Japan right now. As usual, the possibly best non-Japanese player in the world showing his stuff, but there's a reason we have to say non-Japanese in that sentence.
Yeah, that's just a wall of consistency they can't overcome. Like, look, I mean, it's almost 3.
Okay, so that is
70
an average,
100s as a team.
And 14 were from Nekamushi. He's probably getting that score that would have been second on Korea and just being like, ah, sorry team, I let you down. That was not great for me. And the thing is, I'm pretty sure that beats 22 of the 24 players in the lower bracket, and clearly it beats 5 of the 6 Korean players. It's going to be a 5-1 lead for Japan, and oh my god, okay, they know what they're doing. They instantly pick Nomad 6. Alright. It's going to be Signal. This is the speed tech pick of this pool, and it is an enormous step up from last week's pick. No at all. Nearly 8 stars, fully deserved. I'm actually not quite sure how it's under it. Very short, but that will not save you.
Yeah, this map is just ridiculous, but we've seen Japan, like, this combined speed and tech, we've just seen Japan destroy both. Don't think they will stop on this one.
Yeah, this map is more missable than Providence for sure. It's just straight up harder by a lot. It's not even a question. But is it even hard enough? It's hard to say. I mean, it might be. That's all we've got. Like, Japan might miss, but then so might Korea.
Yeah, it would just continue the streak of hoping that South Korea doesn't miss as often as Japan does, and that is assuming that Japan does miss more than once.
Apparently, Kampaku asking who's going to play No Mod 6. Right before having to play No Mod 6 himself. I mean, yeah, it happens.
They didn't let him go. Locked in a room. Keys run away.
Crazy? I was crazy once. They made me play No Mod 6. And that map drives me crazy. I think I completely butchered that, but whatever. Here's a game to cast. And kind of taking a slight early act lead as they tend to do. But here comes the real meat of the map, and Nekomuji is going to find a miss pretty early on in this Ki. And it's not going to flip the lead, but it's going to make it start to flicker. Cantu is SSing Ki. Why can't this guy play?
Oh, thank God. Okay, there's a 100.
I mean, yeah, but
it's just one.
100 through that Ki is ridiculous. It's so hard to like just keep finger control through it because there's so much crazy stuff going on in the beat map. Applers, you'd think, might be having a little trouble with these DK spams because not the most, doable pattern for Bongo, but it's only 255 BPM and he's Applers. What do you think's gonna happen? Everyone else is hitting it with better act though. Kampaku down in the 97s and Peaceful finds a miss, and suddenly the winnable point that this looked like for Korea has all but slipped away. Cantu is still only on 2 100s through most of the hardest stuff in the map, and we're coming to a close here. He's still got 2 100s. Jeez, just when you think we gotta avoid their mod players. Grape Tea and My Mind are too good. You pick no mod, and then this guy just maxes everything. Like, what is that? 2 100s on Signal. Cantu, ladies and gentlemen. This is starting to feel like a coming out party for one player. Because these scores he's been getting back to back are just absolute nonsense. Ariha with 7 as well is wild, and Korea's 2 FCs are still nothing to scoff at, but what do you do against that?
Everyone in Japan held above 90% accuracy. Even if Peaceful had full comboed, it wouldn't have been enough.
Oh,
the accuracy difference is just... It's not winnable.
Yeah.
Like, effectively, Nekomuji missed so early, it might as well just count as a full combo anyway.
Yep, so Korea have called for a tactical timeout, so they will get an extra 2 minutes after the normal 2-minute pick timer ends to decide their next pick, or, more likely to just take a breather, because maybe try to try to ice Japan a bit, try to give them a minute to cool off might be advantageous, but I think Japan are probably too experienced and too smart to let that happen. We can't see the lobby right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if, relevant players are out of it, just retrying their maps, making sure there's still one. 4 minutes can really do it to you. I've experienced it before.
Yeah, and we actually haven't seen Grape Tea in a while. Normally, the mainstay in the Japan lobbies. But 3 maps in a row, no Grape Tea. Definitely staying warm.
Oh yeah. Oh no, in that time he's probably gotten 3 max scores on FM1. Just one for every map he missed.
FM1 is the map I'm eyeing, because going into this I figured South Korea would go with Hard Work 2 and the 3 mods, and FM1 was still suspiciously untouched. Because I guess they do know Japan will put up equally scary scores.
Yeah, it's essentially... It's a coin flip, and what a coin flip means against Japan is it's like a 30-70 coin flip because they have better accuracy than you, so you need them to miss, which is possible. That's why the 30 is there, but that's all you have. And especially with this being best of 13, winning a match against these guys just feels like a ridiculous notion. You actually have to outdo them 7 separate times. This is, by the way, a similar Korea team in like lineup to the one that in a 2v2 TWC 2020 took Korea to, I believe it was 7-5. Did I say took Korea? I mean, Korea took Japan to a scoreline of 7-5 or something, or 6-4. They were 1 point away from tiebreaker, and it's, since I started playing taiko, it's the closest Japan have been taken by miles. But like Japan have just kept getting better for some reason, and here we are.
2v2 was the last time Japan seemed beatable at some points of the tournament. Like, add a third player to many countries, they start to show weaknesses. Japan just doesn't care. They have 100 players they could field in a roster, and you could make it 6v6 and Japan just auto wins by existing.
Alright, here we go. Hidden one coming out from Korea. This may be the last map pick of the week. It's going to be Green Regeneration. This map is, well, depending on your skill set, I'd say it's very easy for this map to be harder than Hidden 2. And Hidden 2 is very, very, very hard. You might not believe that if you watch them play it in this match, but remember that these guys are barely human at the level of play they're at. It's extremely difficult. This is the slow hidden pick. Obviously at 172 BPM, it's not that slow, but SV and just sheer technicality make up for that in droves. It's just, I feel like it might be one of the easier maps to FC as long as you have the reading. But even then, AK is its own beast on something like this. Like Ukura Arizona from the Chinese team, kind of a hidden one specialist, one of the better ones in the entire world, even for his rank, was FCing this, but I don't think ever actually got 98 or anything. I think he had like 1 or 2 runs over 1 million. Even Shokan, the mapper himself, and a slow hidden specialist himself, for the replay, got like 1,007,000. Anyway, what do you think GrapeT is going to get, and why is it SS?
No, I just wanted to ask, surely this will be not 0-100s from GrapeT, and then I remember they just got Hidden 2 double S. I think they've double S basically every hidden map so far played in the tournament.
Wait, did he? Oh, well, no, he
Last
didn't
week.
double S, you see, he missed. It's just that he didn't hit 100s on the BPM change spam hidden map.
Yes.
Yeah,
Where it's
very interesting.
normal to find 100s because sometimes you're just literally playing into void, and yet GrapeT doesn't find 100s.
GrapeT probably has like 40 locals on this map, he'll be fine. Okay, that was all client. And already on the intro we have 100s, well, just one coming out from Kumpaku, and it's going to be treated by my Angel Aryu, who comes in for Cantu, finally breaking his streak of just obliterating the no mod pool.
That's why we have GrapeT again.
Yep. Oh, my Angel Aryu finding an immediate break, but so does Rosemary, who's coming for Applers. Korea does have the lead. GrapeT does drop the SS. Thank God.
Peaceful's
We
holding
don't have to worry about that. Oh my gosh, yeah. Peaceful, not exactly known for his tech ability, more known as just a stream demon, but still keeping well enough up with the Maimangs and GrapeTs of the world to keep Korea in this, despite the lower act from Kumpaku and Rosemary. I say lower as if, you know, 98% is anything but amazing on this. It's just that the opponent is Japan. And they have Eru hovering 98, but then they have a 1 and a 2 100 through the entire first half. Okay, yeah, cool. I mean,
at 4, and then it gets into the double-digit territory.
Okay, here we go again. There's still a lot more beat map to go. We're less than halfway through. And as we cross the halfway point, Grape Tea and MyMind still holding on to 1 and 2 100s respectively. It's just, there's so much tech here, and Mindulator, you're going to find a big break. And it's going to hand Korea one of the bigger leads you can find against Japan, which is to say 15k only, and Peaceful's going to find a miss, and it's going to start creeping back over. It's kind of contracting and expanding here. The lead just doesn't know how big it wants to be. It's not very big in any case. Coming into the end of the map here, MyMind going to find a big drop, and it's really going to give Korea an extremely rare safety blanket against Japan, something you never get. And this might leave Korea thinking, God, we should have picked this way earlier. Anyway, Grape Tea got 100.
Yes!
With
I was looking about, like...
one of only 2 FCs.
Oh.
Like, and it was right near the start as well. I mean, this guy, in a show match, not in a real match setting where actual stakes were there, but in an all-star show match for EGTS, took one of the hardest hidden 1 picks ever, a map of, like, this nasty flashbulb song with just rhythms that most people can't act with no mod, and got 99, and was like, oh wow, that's my first time getting 99 on this, and then just dipped. He wasn't meant to be in the All-Stars match. They were like, hey Grape Tea, are you there? We want you to play Hidden 1. He said, okay, and then basically just got a score that meant, okay, everyone's banning it into him now. He is the best Hidden 1 player in the world. And it honestly has not been a question for a very long time.
Yes.
Anyway, Japan gonna pick
is not mortal.
Oh, it's absolute nonsense, yeah. And Japan gonna pick Hard Rock 1, as Korea did get their second point on the board there. It feels like we kind of just started gushing over Grape Tea, but Korea did win the map, did hold their pick and get it to 6-2. But this is, ooh, this might be the end of the line. If you just look at what happened on Nomon 7, HR1 color printer is essentially, it's Nomon 7, but FCable for humans. The catch is it's OD10, which means that you have no ag, unless you're the kind of person that can destroy no mod 7s, which is to say Cant 2, for example. So he might get like 99 and 6 on this, and I'll be like, damn.
Sorry, team.
Oh, sorry guys, I hit 100s on like the hardest to ag HR1 anyone has ever seen. Okay.
Yeah, we're about to witness players that just got 5, 6, and 7 100s on OMOD 7 play Hard Rock 1.
Well, Aria's actually not
here. Aria's not here,
6100 FC. So, a slightly
7 and
different
5.
roster, actually.
7 and 5
for Japan. Yeah. Oh, but the 5 god misses. Is my mind really that good? Yes, he is. Anyway, coming in with Cantu, Maimang, and Nekomusha versus Peaceful, Applers, and Rosemary, with a spot in the grand finals already on the line for Japan. Nekomusha going to be the first to finish the spinner. Applers, thank you. Got a little bit worried there. And Japan is better at hacking untimable printer noises, but Maimang immediately gonna find a break. It is early, it's not gonna have the biggest impact ever on score, but missing this early on is not something you want, regardless. And coming into the first of the 3 kind of hard sections of this map, Maimang is down in the 95% range right now, and seems to be finding it a bit tricky to stabilize. The thing is, everyone on Korea is actually human. Thank God, they all have 97, like a normal person. Like a really good player, not a normal person, shit. But they are holding a tiny lead here, and Cantu, surprising, I didn't know Nekomusha had this kind of game, but he's got 99. It's just my mind, when that's the kind of player you're having to take advantage of to win, you know you're in a difficult match, but Korea managing it for now. They need these FCs to stay up though, and all of a sudden, it's getting close. I think Mai might have figured something out here, and suddenly the lead's flickering. We're only halfway through, this is only gonna get scarier for Korea. What's the score to? 252. What about after the spinner? 251. It's shrinking by about 1 score per note. And this time, Korea are better at hitting untimable printer noises.
But that's it. First come back. South Korea lose the athlete again.
Yeah, it's real tight though. There's only 1 hard section left. The thing is, it is the hardest in the map, at least in my opinion. And this is so close. But Japan are pulling away a bit. Or are they? It's only a few thousand score. Another miss would mean a ton, and it's possible to miss on something like this, but suddenly Japan are pulling away and Korea are running all the way out of time. And there are only a few burst patterns left.
Oh.
And that is gonna be it. By a very narrow margin of 4,735 points. 5 FCs on color printer, 2 of which would Nekomushu's score be number 1 on the map? Let me check real quick. Color printer. It would... Okay, Kantu's score would tie for number 1 on the map. And Nekomushu's score would be number 1 by a single 100. And Japan glorping their way to a top 2 finish already, no matter what happens in Grands, and something tells me we might be able to guess what'll happen in Grands based on this match, based on how good they've been. Korea, though, already top 3 and going to face Taiwan in the lower bracket grand finals next weekend for a chance to get a second crack at Japan. Both teams have actually been sent down to the lower bracket by this, Japan squad, so whatever happens, grand finals will be a rematch of an earlier winter bracket showdown. I'm sure all 3 teams would love to win the Taiko World Cup, but there is a favorite for a reason, and that reason has been shown today. Japan take down Korea 7-2.
What a match.
Yeah, that was some high-level Taiko.
Taiwan and South Korea have both been the 2 teams that have got the most second place finishes in the Taiko World Cup, and yet the last time they faced each other in this position for second place was when it was 2v2 in 2019. That's a long time ago.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there are just TWC veterans. I guess I can call myself that. I played 5 now, but started playing the game after that last matchup. So it's a very long-term rematch. But that's for next weekend. For now, that is our last match of the week. Thank you all very much for watching. We will have a map pull showcase soon. I want to say...
I think it's 30 minutes.
Is it?
No,
I'm actually not sure.
No,
okay, so
UTC.
It will be at 15:30 UTC, which is, if I'm not mistaken, 2.5 hours from now. Yep, 2.5 hours away. And that will be the Grand Finals map pull showcase, where you'll get to see the cream of the crop, absolute hardest maps we have for you this year that the top 3 teams will be playing against each other on. So, join us in 2.5 hours for that. Thank you very much for watching.